effectively. I don't think that he has killed anybody before. I think he's capable of it. I've seen him angry before. He's just like a totally different person when he's angry. He blacks out.
Hey, it's Goldie, and I'm back with another video. So, Anton Daniels has gotten himself in a lot of hot water. Now, a lot of us know Anton back from way back in the day with the Lepeef Network. But Anton was like a darling of the show and kind of branched off and did his own thing. And he's hit it big, right? He has a huge channel, a huge YouTube channel, and we've seen him around kind of just talking and doing his thing. Now, I don't pay that much attention to Anton because to me, he's fake. He's like a little slime ball. That's how I see him. So I really don't, I'm really not checking for him like that. But this whole situation that he had with Corey Holcomb really kind of made my antennas stand up a little bit because I'm like, why is Anton such an obvious manipulator? And I wanted to know if other people were picking up on how manipulative he was. Now, we know that Anton has presented himself as the good guy, right? He's the good Christian guy, right? He has one wife. He always talking about the fact that he got one wife and he ain't had no kids out of wedlock. He got one child and he's just such an awesome guy. Now, one thing that really made me dislike Anton was that I thought he had more sense than to talk about single mothers or women who had children out of wedlock in the way that he did, right? But I'm understanding that that was just a way to elevate himself and to kind of conceal all his dirty, nasty, stinking, slimy, funky deeds behind this cloak of self-righteousness, right? But what we're finding out about Anton is that he ain't nothing but a liar, a low-down, dirty snake in the grass. Okay, we have found out from back in the day, if you have been on in the circles for a while, you knew that he was messing with one of these girls that he brought on as his personal assistant. And it's so obvious how Anton be out here flirting with these women and, really acting like he's single. You know what I'm saying?
That's just how to see at his work. So I'm going to keep you around.
So I have a question. If a woman would holler at both of y'all, would y'all feel some type of way if she made the same approach I would do? Would y'all feel less of a man? Would y'all feel less of a man or not, anything on that?
I'm just kind of caught off guard a little bit. I can't really honestly say that I've really.
I just want you to keep talking. You sound so great. You sound so awesome to me. Q, you are a diamond. You are real talk, honestly.
Try to go night, man.
You are a godsend.
Take a shot.
No,
But his words really don't align with his actions. From his words, he presents himself as if he is this really great stand-up guy. But one thing that was revealed in the Corey Holcomb thing is that Anton travels with his side chick, okay? And not only does he travel with his side chick, but we've seen him consistently try to put these side chicks on. We understand that Anton feels that he derives a certain level of power by being able to introduce the women that he's dealing with into circles or onto opportunities to which they can, gain money or create a name for themselves.
I get to the door as I'm going out. I hear Corey Holcomb say,
"Walk over there with your bodyguard and your."
So it was very unfortunate. Not only that, I hear,
"Don't bring bitches up here, dog, that you ain't finna stand on." Remember I told you that.
Into the fact that I'm just here and it's somebody's side chick. And I'm nobody's side chick. And I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked. Because it's very unfortunate that I would be called the B word, because I had such a positive outlook and a positive take on 5150 and Corey Holcomb. Last year here in DC, I literally went to a Corey Holcomb show. So when I found out I was going on 5150, I was like, oh, this is exciting because I just went to see a show. And now I'm having this experience.
So when we found out that Anton had brought his side chick to the show with Corey Holcomb, the thing is that for those of us who have eyes and have been seeing, it ain't no surprise, but it definitely is a blemish on his perfect, holier than thou reputation that he's cultivated over the last years. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I really want to talk about the nice guy, the quote unquote nice guy, the quote unquote self-righteous guy, and how he sacrifices the women around him and even the children around him to uphold his positive and pristine and so righteous and holy image. We found that Anton has not only gotten himself into some muddy waters with Corey Holcomb, but he has dragged his wife and then dragged his daughter into it. And now he's attempting to drag the black woman, the dark-skinned black woman, into it, because for Anton, it's nothing but a big grift, right? It's nothing but an opportunity for Anton to present himself as being a victim, as being innocent, at the expense of everybody else and their mental health.
Under no circumstances will I ever allow for my daughter to go under. So wait a minute. Are you guys telling me, some of you, because I see the overwhelming majority of you are logical, are you guys telling me that it is okay for people to go after underage children? I have to figure out how to pick up the pieces. I have to figure out how to pick. Corey, he won. Corey and Craig, you win. You win, I give up. I have to figure out what collateral damage happened after that. You guys win. I got to figure out how to pick up the pieces. Family is in shambles. Daughter is in shambles. Literally having my wife take her over to get evaluated and figure it out, because crying inside of the principal's office trying to figure out what to do. I'm in shambles.
Now, in an effort to conceal his behavior and to protect his good guy image, Anton has dragged his daughter into it and now is playing victim, saying that his daughter has been affected because someone from the internet mentioned her, and not giving any responsibility to the fact that he's the reason why she's even a topic of discussion in these internet streets. I honestly never thought that I would agree with O'Shea Duke Jackson on just about anything, but he's been doing a couple videos about Anton, and I've really been appreciating how he's been laying that information out there.
You know that a lot of people that are supposedly pro-black aren't pro-black.
So this is going to be a very, very interesting reaction. Of course, we know this is Anton Daniels, the real reason my wife and daughter were attacked. Let's listen to the reasoning.
Not even that they have a black woman or that they have a white woman, is that they don't want you to talk to or marry dark-skinned black women.
Okay, let's listen to this.
Dark-skinned black woman catch more listen. You know why my daughter was attacked? Because she was attacked as a dark-skinned black little girl. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm gonna keep it so 1,000 to you. I'm going to keep it so 1,000 to you. If you marry a dark-skinned black woman and you don't have any children out of wedlock, something is wrong with you. That is what the media.
People that you love. It's unfortunate, but it's not because they're dark. It's because they're associated with you. Okay?
They don't marry them. Y'all don't marry dark-skinned women. Y'all don't even like y'all. Listen, when I said it on the platform, it went over everybody's head and everybody act like they didn't understand what I'm saying. We don't like ourselves. We don't even like ourselves. That is not celebrated in our community.
He's trying to spin every argument into something else. So first of all, he says, the reason why my wife and daughter were attacked is because they're dark skinned. Then you know what? The most attacked dark skinned person or people are black women. You know what? Nobody wants to marry or date black women. Now we don't love and hate ourselves. You see, he's building away from the original premise, which is Anton Daniels' actions. Okay. And you might not catch it, but he's building this road away from the road of accountability to something else. And he continues to grift away from the fact that if you wouldn't have carried on post the Corey Holcomb situation, going on different streams, going on Jason Whitlock, going on the Angry Man show, this other guy that has a white girlfriend, I forgot his name, then you wouldn't be in a situation. But the more that he can build this into the historical colorism issue and kind of conflate those things into a new talking point, into a straw man argument, which is what he's doing, then he can create this whole idea that Corey Holcomb, the pro-black, hates dark-skinned black women. That means you should be an example of how dark-skinned black women should be treated once you come out and accuse other people of mistreating them. If they deserve the world, that means you're not showing up to courtside seats with Mika. You're not telling the whole world that you feel like she looks damn good. You're not telling the world that you got bad bees everywhere. You got multiple. Because, remember, your wife and your daughter deserve the world. And if your daughter is dark skinned, I'm just saying hypothetically, the last thing that she would love to see online is her father proudly bragging on the fact that he is messing around or having outside relationships with lighter skinned women because her mother is dark skinned, and that means her mother is not good enough to satisfy the needs of her father. So she deserves the world. If they deserve the world.
Now, all of Anton's side chicks are light skinned. All of the girls that he been seen with, that he been linked with, looking extra cozy with, have all been light skinned. Most of the women panelists on the show are pretty light skinned girls. And you can just tell that he does not go for the dark skin aesthetic. But in this whole situation, he has written the so tired tropes of black women being unattractive, dark skinned black women being unwanted, undateable, and all of this type of stuff, just to try to weasel out of this mess that he has found himself into with another man. So anyway, the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to give Rita a chance to blink twice if you need some help, okay? If you trapped up in there and you scared that you can't get out, blink twice, okay? And the sisterhood will come together and find a way to help you get up out of there, okay? You said that he's emotional and he is scary when he gets upset. I'm not sure if you might not need some help getting up out of that whole situation. I think you might need some help. But anyway, this video is also to highlight how the nice guy demolishes every woman in his path in an effort to preserve his image. Let's talk about a few ways you can tell a nice guy that a deceptive man that is cloaked in the nice guy aesthetic. All right, so the nice guy, these deceptive guys, these deceptive nice guys often exhibit certain behaviors that mask their true intentions. And these are some signs that you can look out for. So excessive flattery, them giving you compliments and giving you admiration and making it seem like you're just so awesome. They are buttering you up for a reason, and that is for some gain on their own. They have conditional kindness. They are nice and they perform good deeds, but they often expect something in return, whether it's attention, affection, or, as we are finding with Anton, validation. Okay, they have anger when they are rejected. You just heard Rita talk about the fact that she sees him as a little scary, right? He can, snap out when he's upset. So they have anger when they are rejected. They have a victim mentality. This whole conversation about his daughter and his wife's looks, like their appearance, is really just a way for him to make it seem like Corey and the rest of the internet are doing him wrong, and he's throwing his wife and his daughter on the front lines to protect his image. They violate your boundaries. We can see the violations of boundaries that Anton displayed regularly as it relates to him supposedly being a married man, supposedly being a Christian. Why? You wouldn't expect no Christian, no married man that truly honors and values his vows to be seen in the way that Anton is being seen with these women at basketball games, bringing them to shows, and then being on these panels with these ladies. They have these deceptive, nice guys have inconsistent behaviors. Like I mentioned before, a lot of times their words don't match up with their actions, okay? They avoid accountability, and we see Anton doing that right now, just as well as guilt tripping. They like to make other people guilty so that they can somehow find a way to get away with their nasty behavior, okay? And then they're also passive aggressive. You can tell this in a tone and a delivery, with his whole apology, like, okay, it's fine. You've won, Corey. Now I got to take care of my family. My family is in shambles. Your family is only in shambles because you threw them on the front line to protect your image, Antoine. That's the only reason why. And I really need women, when it comes to vetting men, to really pay attention to a man's behavior. Pay attention to how he treats everybody and how he responds in all situations if you really want to know who you're dealing with. For me, I ain't never been blind to this whole little act that Anton been putting on, because you can tell that he was just using that as a way to get popularity and to increase his visibility by saying that he married his high school sweetheart and he only has one child. He been cheating for about the last 4-5 years that I know of, okay? But anyway, my questions for Anton are, Anton, number one, why you don't wear no ring? Where is your ring? Where's your ring? Why don't you wear a ring? Number two, why don't you be really showing your wife? You don't really look like you happy to be out with her, or, really put her on center stage. You kind of keep her tucked behind all of these other women that you have promoted in front of her. My other question is, what happened with Lapeef and them? How did you, or why did you even snake them like that? The young people talk about destiny swapping a lot. Did you destiny swap? Did you destiny swap with Lapeef? Because it seemed like you came into his show, kind of took over his thing. It was a whole conversation about you taking some of his members onto your new venture, and now you on top, and it's like, what happened to Lapeef? You know what I'm saying? And my other question is, who is all these ladies, are they your side chicks? Will you come out and tell the Christian congregation that you got a woman and a wife, that you got a wife and a little bit of something on the side? Will you try to twist the scripture like the slimy, sneaky, nasty mega church pastor that you are and make it seem as if a man can have a woman and a wife? Really, what you working on? We need to know who we really dealing with, Anton, before we give you our sympathy and we pat you on the back and tell you that Corey is such a bad man. Before we do all of that, we need to know who you are. Now, I also want to add, before I get up out of here, that I don't cap for none of these dudes. I don't care who they are. Anton, Corey, O'Shea, none of them. Do your due diligence in vetting all of them. Look at their actions. Watch how they handle people. Watch how they handle scenarios and situations. Really listen to what it is that they say. Before you get involved with any of these men, know the risk that you're running and know the risk that you're taking in associating with them. Now, this girl, Mika, made her little video talking about how she's nobody's side chick after the whole internet has identified her as a side chick and called her by the side chick name. You're a side chick to everybody else, regardless of what you say. And the only reason why your image is undergoing such scrutiny is because of the man you chose to associate yourself with. Do with that information as you will, okay? Do with that information as you will. Anyway, y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.